My husband's gas might ruin our marriage. So, about 3 weeks ago I flew to South Korea for a vacation with friends who live there. My husband didn't want to go and said he'd be fine staying home and watching the house and dog. I trusted him because he's a 40-year-old adult man and assumed he'd be able to feed himself like a sane person despite him possessing the cooking ability of a cactus. I was wrong. I should have dragged him and the dog along with me to another country. What my husband decided to do during his 3 weeks without me was absurd. I would have been happier if he'd cheated on me instead. Because what he did was order nothing but Taco Bell through DoorDash after he somehow broke my stove by cooking an entire 15-pound bag of red lentils all at once. Then he didn't bother to get a bowl for his lentils, he just ate them straight from the pot and stuffed the pot into the fridge and broke one of the shelves inside it. Now realizing his mistake, he decided to order nothing but terrible tacos for the remaining 2 weeks while getting high on medical marijuana. Also for some reason he bought a bunch of honeycombs from one of our friend's fathers and decided those made a good snack and has eaten nothing but beeswax and honey for the last few days because he's some kind of weird alien in a human disguise. Apparently honeycombs give you gas. And lentils give you gas. And Taco Bell gives you gas. So now it's today and I'm awoken by what sounds like someone revving a motorcycle in my bedroom followed by the stench of the fiery pits of hell itself. It's 5:30 in the morning. He gets up and goes to use the toilet as I'm opening the windows in a poor attempt to ventilate the house but it's too late. He doesn't even have a solid poop, it's just 10 minutes of gas. Like 20 seconds of non-stop farts followed by a huge gasp of air and then another 20 seconds of gas. By this time, the dog has hidden under my couch because it doesn't know what those loud honking noises are and fears for its safety. I consider joining it, but continue to open every window in my house. It's 62 degrees out and windy. The wind just blows the fart smell around the house. My husband has left the bathroom and has walked upstairs. It sounds like there's a small 2-stroke engine in his pants. I can't take it anymore and scream that I'm going to get breakfast at the diner and leave him. I bring the dog with me because the dog follows me out of the house because it also doesn't want to be here right now. So now I'm at the diner waiting for my husband to degas himself while the dog sits underneath the table next to me wearing a pink leash kid harness that my friends bought for me as a gag gift that has my name and emotional support human on it that the waitress thought was some kind of a joke. This is the start of my morning. I hope it's not as stinky as yours. Now for the comments. Commenter, have you considered calling the military? They may be able to weaponize your husband for later use. Original poster, I think that violates the Geneva Convention somehow. Update. 1 hour later. Update, it's 9:00 and my husband texted me to tell me to rent a carpet cleaner from the Dollar General because he trusted a fart and shat all over the living room floor. It's gonna be one of those day. Now for the comments. Commenter, how people behave when they are on their own reveals their fundamental values and beliefs. Original poster, at least he mowed the lawn even though I think he did it while high and tried to mow his name into a yard. Commenter, I have tears in my eyes, that was some funny shit. No pun intended. Original poster, I've drawn a picture of myself in MS Paint to illustrate how my day is going. Commenter, downvoted, divorce him because he sounds worthless. Original poster, I would, but short guys are hard to find. He's 5 feet 2 inches and takes it with pride, even when my friends bought him a Power Wheels Corvette for his 40th birthday. Update to about 1.5 hours later. It's 10:23 and I've returned home after a lovely day of walking my dog around the park, getting coffee, renting a carpet cleaner, and tuning my motorcycle to a house that smells like Febreze and Lysol. I took so long screwing around that my husband had time to harass our neighbors and borrow a spot-bought carpet cleaner that didn't clean our carpet. I gave him the instructions for the carpet cleaner I rented for stupid amount of money from the Dollar General and I'm now locked in our bedroom. He's allowed in when the house is fixed and he's no longer filled with more gas than the Hindenburg. Now for the comments. Commenter, I trusted him because he's a 40-year-old adult man. Oxymoron? Original poster, you'd think after being married for 10 years and knowing each other intimately we'd know how smart we were. Apparently not. Apparently when you turn 40 you have a midlife crisis and suddenly turn into a 4-year-old. Who can drive. And buy things. Lots of random things. Like a 45-pound bag of lentils or 550 Pop-Tarts, or 1,360 Luigi's Italian ice cups. And then even though you haven't had any children, you become a mother to a man-child. Commenter, I turned 50 this year and this post makes me proud and happy about what I have achieved as an adult, partner and father compared to the slow-motion car crash you describe here. I still fart. But I also eat and make salad. Good Lord. Original poster, we're a disgrace to our generation, but life is still fun. Commenter, I really need to understand the decision behind making and trying to eat 15 pounds of red lentils all at once. That just seems like the start of many bad decisions, which were clearly made. The only thing that would have made that worse would have been deciding sprouts were a good idea. Original poster: I think he was high and decided to make halal the food in case he was still hungry. Commenter: he is a grown-back man and cannot cook. Damn. Like, cooking is not that hard, there are simple yet healthy recipes like Google and YouTube exist. Crying face, crying face. Original poster: once upon a bar mitzvah, he tried to cook stew in a pressure cooker and caused a Chernobyl-level explosion that did $20,000 worth of damage to my parents' house. He hasn't been allowed to cook anything again. But he did, and my kitchen suffered. Update 3, possibly final update if I don't survive. It's 11:40. I can't hear the carpet cleaner anymore, but I can still hear the horns of Jericho as my husband continues to fart. He's smoking too, and the pot smoke and farts are leaching into the bedroom where I'm unsafely locked inside. Oh yay. Update 4, 10 hours later. Update again: I survived the gas attack. I fell asleep and woke up to a bajillion comments on this post, a dog that also shat on the floor, and a husband that is now gas-free but had been on the toilet for so long his legs went to sleep, so he fell off the toilet and ripped the towel rack off the wall. He did try to put the towel rack back, but now I need to buy drywall anchors because if you look at it funny it just falls off again. He says I'm never doing that again, but he'll probably do something similar in 6 months because apparently I'm on the Truman Show or something. Now for the comments. Commenter: how did he break the stove? Original poster: he didn't use a big enough pot and molten lentils spilled all over the stove and went into the burners and turned into charcoal that now immediately catches on fire as soon as you light it up. He also just shoved the red-hot pot into the fridge and shattered a glass shelf with it. Commenter: bad news. This isn't gonna be over soon. A 15 pounds bag of Lenidea learneds? That's insane behavior. He is gonna fart forever. Original poster: he stopped a few hours ago while I was unconscious. It was like the 1812 overture, saving all the big cannon shots for the end. Commenter: what kind of psychopath just eats red lentils? No rice? No other veggies? No proteins? Just lentils? This is part of the story that seems like it can't be written. So I'm forced to take your word for it. I'd seriously watch out for that dude. Original poster: the kind of idiot that accidentally ordered a 45 pounds bag of them last year and did so again and tried to cover up his mistake by consuming the whole bag like some kind of human black hole. Commenter: laughing my back off. I can't. I gotta ask, was he like this when you met? Or was he still Barney Rubble? Original poster: no, he was a normal sane short guy with an unreliable car and a struggling small business. A decade and one medical marijuana card later and it's the Goofy movie. He uses the medical marijuana for sciatica issues. Commenter: you know, I frequently read stories like this on here and I just can't help but to wonder how men like this get into relationships. Like, how do these men manage to dupe a woman into marrying him? Into having intercourse with him? How does this happen? Original poster: you know he didn't start out like this, right? We've been together for almost a decade and we're comfortable with each other and our weird escapades. He's done dumber stuff like getting an AirPod lodged so far up his nose it had to be removed with forceps at the ER, like that scene from Total Recall. Update 5, maybe final update before I go to sleep: my husband can actually take care of himself. He just can't cook even though he says he can, and his family thinks cooking is using the magical microwave box for everything that's not toast. My husband has tried to make toast in the microwave but obviously that didn't work. He also wasn't like this when we met. He was just a normal awkward nerdy guy from a kinda poor family. He did take out the trash, do the laundry, feed the dog his special dog girlfriend do because my dog is diabetic, mow the lawn and buy some groceries. Unfortunately, he blew some fuse trying to use the Keurig, toaster oven, and microwave all at the same time and gave up on trying to zap food for himself and resigned to using DoorDash and Uber Eats for everything after he also broke my stove. I think the beeswax is what did him in because he said he was fine until he ate like 7 honeycombs in a row. Now for the comments. Commenter: what's your background? Original poster: I'm not Korean. I'm Polish. My friends are Korean and British Korean and moved to Korea 6 months ago. Commenter: your husband is a complete ducking idiot. Original poster: I know, but he's my idiot. Every village has at least one. Update 6, he's still alive, but he lives in the bathroom with a big garage fan running while he's inside. It sounds like there's a small biplane in there. Now for the comments. Commenter: I was not prepared to read this post. I had a hunch it was going to be about farting gas, but I did not expect such an eloquently written post. Original poster: are you a writer by profession? You have a finesse about your descriptive details of the bathroom situation that I can clearly picture the scene step by step. I don't have anything else to say, but I wouldn't blame you for wanting out of the relationship. I was married to a man-child once and him cheating on me was the best thing because we divorced and I have never been happier. Original poster. I write stories for our D&D games and also questionable fanfiction. My husband's cooking skills are atrocious, but his other skills make up for that. Commenter. How does this man have a wife? Original poster. I don't really know either. When I met him he was 30 and still living with his parents, but for a legitimate reason. They're a lot older and need living assistance. He still fetches his father's medication every week or so. Commenter. Wait, this trip to Korea was to visit a friend you used to want to bone? You better bring that howitzer back home. A bag of Taco Bell tonight. Sis, you got a man who isn't crippled by insecurity. Original poster. No, it's because I have a severe FOMO and I've never been to Korea. My Korean friend is 6 feet 7 inches and he broke it off with me because I'm 2 FD shorter than he is and he said it was too awkward for him. I also got mistaken for his daughter. Update 7 morning update. So apparently you can't digest beeswax, so my husband has turned into a human shotgun that's entirely powered by gas. He says it comes in waves, so it's gas and then beeswax and then gas followed by more beeswax. I think he ate the entire beehive. Also, as hard as it is to believe, my husband can cook, but he can only cook stuff on a barbecue because he can't tell when it's done if he tries to use the stove. And the key to our barbecue cover got lost somewhere, so now I have to break the lock off or cut the cover. Now for the comments. Commenter. So how was South Korea? Original poster. I offended my friend's mom, wrecked an electric scooter, got brutalized by an old Korean lady on a massage table and melted my GI tract with kimchi. Commenter. Deleted. Sugar-coated however you want, but he's a grown man who doesn't know basic life skills, like how to feed himself, and he makes terrible health decisions, and sits around getting high. Not to mention bad hygiene, which I think this qualifies as. Horrid diet resulting in terrible body odor is a hygiene issue. Slob. Original poster. My Korean friend told me he once ate an entire dinner that consisted of nothing but celery once. Why? Because he had celery and didn't want to waste it. Update 8 final update. My husband gave himself food poisoning from all of the raw honeycomb. He finally came to his senses after I sent him on a fridge shelf replacement adventure by himself and told him he can't come back until he finds one. It took him 13 hours and he had to go out of state because we have a weird Samsung smart fridge. So, he got the shelf and hopped back into his car, that he had been farting in all day long, in 90-degree heat, and almost vomited from the smell. Then he had to drive 6 hours with all the windows down, had to stop to buy Depends because he still had food poisoning, and finally made it home to apologize for eating like a 14-year-old boy and breaking my kitchen and trust. He also found a replacement barbecue cover and anchors for the towel bar he destroyed. P.S. The whole microwave toaster oven coffee make debacle involved him tripping the little mini breaker on the outlet itself and not knowing how to reset it. It had a button that said reset and pushing it turned all the appliances on again. The outlet was hidden behind the microwave, so maybe he's not a total dumbass because it took me a while to find it. P.P.S. It's 7:30 p.m. and he started a 14-hour brisket roast for the 4th. It smells amazing. I still don't know how he can cook like a barbecue pitmaster, but lacks the ability with a regular stove. He's like Superman if Clark Kent was a drooling idiot instead of a reporter. I honestly would have been less annoyed if he broke the lock on our grill cover and ate nothing but barbecue for 3 weeks, at least if the grill got stolen and that's all his money lost.